But right in front of me right now is a fellow who's right in the thick of things himself, Republican Senator John Barrasso, on this whole saga. What are your constituents telling you back in Wyoming, Senator? Are they getting antsy, nervous, putting pressure on you? What?
Well, they're saying two things. One is to make sure you avoid default. And number two, we want real spending cuts. We want spending cuts now. We want to make sure that we control spending in the future, and we want accountability. They are tired. I mean, these people are saying enough. Enough of these budget gimmicks, enough of these accounting tricks. We want the facts, we want real numbers, and we want to make sure we actually save money, because the problem isn't this budget ceiling. The problem really is the debt. It's the debt is the threat to our future as a nation. $14 trillion that we owe, so much of it to foreign countries. We're borrowing $4 billion.
But they say that they would rather stand on principle to do just that and have as many and substantive cuts as possible, Senator, or risk, not necessarily default, because I think you and I know that even in the event we don't meet this deadline, default it needn't be an option or even inevitability, but that you would push a potential government shutdown, or a lot of it shut down.
They want to make sure that we continue and avoid default. They want real spending cuts.
So in other words, if a bad deal to them, even if it avoids a shutdown or bringing us to the brink, is not a deal, not a good deal.
Well, they want to make sure we avoid default and that actually cut spending without the accounting gimmicks, without the tricks.
So the $3 trillion gross figures you hear, Senator, $1 trillion up front, $2 trillion close to it that I guess a commission agrees to or a group agrees to down the road. Is that okay with you?
Well, dollar for dollar. I mean, I'd like it to be a higher number. I'd like to really send a message to the markets, $4 trillion. I mean, I think that's one of the things that we could do to really avoid the idea of the
It's not going to be $4 trillion, Senator.
No,
if it's $3 trillion, they might not be happy.
Well, I think that you're still facing the potential of a downgrade. So I would like to see bigger numbers, because it is really the debt that is the threat to America as we know it.
The ratings agencies have said, Senator, to your point, that $4 trillion is sort of like a bottom figure. And if it's $3 trillion, as I say, that's not their figure. So I'm wondering what happens if everyone agrees to that $3 trillion deal, whatever its details, and the ratings agencies still downgrade U.S. debt. Do you feel that you would have wasted your time?
No, but I'd say that really calls attention to the fact that we need additional cuts in spending now, and we need to control spending long term. And I'm not convinced that this administration understands the need to control spending long term.
What I'm saying is, would you have wasted your time cobbling together a deal that, in the end, still leads to a downgrade, and it was all for naught?
No, because this is just round one in a 15-round fight, Neil, of cutting of spending. We need to realistically take a look at all of the spending in this country, the entitlements, which are really the big tidal waves that are coming at us because of the baby boomers aging. That's where we need to be focused, and the president has not done that. You know, he has been not engaged until most recently. As you know, the New York Times said, basically he's on the sidelines. So the president is now engaged. We have to go fundamentally look at the biggest drivers of the costs and the cost of the entitlements, and we need to cut the spending.
All right, Senator. Thank you very much. Always good seeing you.
Neil, thanks for having me.
All right,
great to be with
Senator
you.
John Barrasso. All right.